Body scales, by turning belly upward, are large and cover the entire breadth of belly in poisonous snakes, whereas these body scales are small and moderately large and do not cover the entire breadth of the belly in non-poisonous snakes. Head scales usually small in poisonous and usually large in non-poisonous snakes. Fangs are long and canalized like hypodermic needle in poisonous snakes, whereas these fangs are short and solid in non-poisonous. Tail is compressed in poisonous snakes and habits are usually nocturnal in poisonous snakes. Bite marks, two fang marks with or without small marks of other teeth in poisonous snakes, whereas number of small U-shaped teeth in teeth marks in a row in non-poisonous snakes. Venom. Snake venom is highly modified saliva that is produced by special glands of certain species of snakes. The gland which secretes the zootoxin is a modification of parotid salivary gland of other vertebrates and is usually situated on each side of the head, below and behind the eyes. Invested in a muscular sheath, it is provided with large alveoli in which the venom is stored before being conveyed by a duct to the base of the channeled or tubular fang through which it is ejected. Snake venom is a combination of many different proteins. Many of these proteins are harmless to humans, but some are toxic. Snake venoms are generally non-toxic when ingested and are therefore not technically poisonous. Characteristics of snake venom are: in fresh state, these are clear, transparent, amber-tinted fluids. When dried up, venom, it is yellow granular mass, retains its activity for many years, and contains toxic albumins. These are approximately There are approximately 20 types of toxic enzymes found in snake poisons throughout the world, known as poisonous. Although no venomous snake has all of these toxins, snakes employ between 6 to 12 of these enzymes in their venoms. Each of these enzymes has its own special function. Some aid in the digestive process, while others specialize in paralyzing the prey. Chemical composition of snake venom is fibrinolysins, proteolysins, neurotoxins, cholinesterase, predominant in elapid venom, hemolysin, predominant in viper venom, thromboplastins, agglutinins, cardiotoxins, coagulase, hyaluronidase, and lecithinase. Cholinesterase, aminoacidoxidase, hyaluronidase, proteinase, adenosine triphosphatase, and phosphodiesterase. And its effects are hemotoxic, venomous, that acts on the heart and cardiovascular system, neurotoxic venom that is present in elapids, acts on nervous system and brain, cytotoxic venom has localized action at the site of the bite, and biotoxic venom in sea snakes. The most important symptoms are rhabdomyolysis, rapid breakdown of skeletal muscle tissue resulting in paralysis. Many snakes incorporate both neurotoxic and hemotoxic venom in their bites. So when telling them apart, one goes by which type is more predominant. Three types of snakes. Number one is elapids. Number two, vipers. And number three, sea snakes. Elapids are the family of venomous snakes found in tropical and subtropical regions around the world, including the Indian Ocean and the Pacific. They are characterized by possessing a set of hollow, fixed, short, and grooved fangs through which they inject venom and come in a wide range of size from only 18 centimeters up to 6 meters in length. Currently, 61 genera that include 235 species are recognized. These include cobra, king cobra, common krait, banded krait, cobra is black in color, 1.5 to 2 meter in length. हमारी इस वक्त लेक्चर में होगा तो बाद हाँ मैं बाद में बताऊंगा. The snake is black in color, 1.5 to 2 meter in length. Head expands as a hood bearing spectacle marks. King cobra, when it is young, is jet black, while adult king cobra is yellow, green, or brown in color, and its length is 2.5 to 4.5 meters. It has a hood but no spectacle marks. Common krait is 1 to 1.5 meter in length, glistening black color with a row of hexagonal scales on back. And banded krait bigger and stouter than common crate up to a length of 2 meters. Almost all have long and slender bodies with smooth scales, a head that is covered with large shields and not always distinct from the neck, and eyes with round pupils. All elephants have a prior protrude glyphous fangs that are used to inject venom from glands located towards the rear of the upper jaw. The fangs are the first two teeth on each maxillary bone, which are enlarged and hollow, and usually only one is in place on each side at any time. The fangs are usually below the front edge of the eye and are angled backwards. Due to this construction, most elephants must actually bite in order to envenomate. This is the reason that elephants cannot bite through clothing or inject a complete dose. A few species are capable of spraying their venom from facing poles at the tips of their fangs as a means of defense. They spray This spray is aimed at the eyes of an aggressor and is so painful that a snake has the chance to escape if the eyes are washed out immediately with lots of water or any blend liquid. No permanent damage will follow, but neglected cases can result in blindness. Elephants use their venom both to immobilize their prey and in self-defense. The envenomation results in pain that is minor, and clinically there is unimpressive local reaction. There is more severe systemic manifestations with little symptomatology at the actual site of envenomation. Even the symptoms appear after 12 hours. These elements are neurotoxics, and the effect of the venom of elephant snake is mainly on the nervous system. Respiratory paralysis being quickly produced by bringing the venom into contact with central nervous system mechanisms which control respiration. The pain and local swelling which follows a bite are not usually very severe. The severity and clinical manifestation of envenomation depend upon a number of factors, including number of strikes, depth of envenomation, size of the snake, potency of venom, amount of venom injected, size of the victim, underlying health of the victim. This degree of toxicity is a university question. Therefore, the most effective bite would be of a large snake injecting a complete dose of potent venom. In child or small adults or adults with underlying medical conditions like diabetes mellitus, cardiovascular disease, and its mechanism of action is acetylcholine receptors are blocked, and a similar effect can be achieved by chloride, medicine that is used in anesthesia. Or nicotine. Systemic effects of elephant innovation. Fang marks, usually two or maybe one if the bite is on the sideways. Distance between the fang marks can give you an idea of size of the snake. Local symptoms are mild in reaction as a slight burning at the site. Paresthesias, nausea, salivation, vomiting, euphoria, weakness, giddiness, dizziness, diplopia, dyspnea, diaphoresis, and muscle tenderness. Systemic effects, muscular weakness, spreading paralysis leading to difficulty in speaking, dysphagia, ptosis, paralysis of extraocular muscles, breathing becomes slow and labored. Till this time, the conscious level is maintained, but the patient is unable to speak. After a couple of hours, respiration ceases with or without convulsions, and heart stops, leading to death. Patient can develop a total body paralysis that may last for days. This paralysis may take weeks to resolve completely. With respiratory support, however, the paralysis is completely reversible. Pulmonary aspiration is common sequelae in the subacute phase. Cobra venom produces convulsions and paralysis. Crate venom produces muscular paralysis in event of recovery. Skin and cellular tissue surrounding the bite marks undergo necrosis. Fatal dose and fatal period. Fatal dose is 15 milligram of dried cobra venom, and amount of dried cobra venom in a bite is 200 to 350 milligrams on the average, whereas fatal period in cobra is few minutes to few hours. Then second number is the vipers. These are of two types. Pit, pit vipers and pitless vipers. Pit is a small part between two eyes that senses the heat by which vipers sense their prey in darkness, and they have the idea of the size of the prey. by using these pits. Bamboo snakes are pit vipers, and Russell vipers are pitless. The group of snakes known as pit vipers have triangular head wider than the neck. Pupils are vertical, tail is tapering, fangs. These are long, movable, canalized like hydro, hypodermic needles. So a viper can bite through the clothes and give a complete dose. These are easy to see when erected, but being too big, lie tucked up by the side of the upper jaw. Spit is a special organ in between the eyes and the nostrils. The pit senses body heat from animals and gave the snake a picture of that animal that helps these snakes to find prey in the dark, which is when most snakes like to hunt. Some pit vipers will uh, bite and the poison the prey and then release it. It will follow the dying animal using its heat sensors until it stops and the snake can swallow it. Most pit vipers hunt at night when the air is cooler and the heat from rodents and other prey is most obvious to them. The heat picture from large animals will tell the snake that a quick escape is good idea. Common green pit vipers. This grew to a length of 30 to 100 centimeters. Color is vivid green, fairly yellow brown. Body is flat and broad. Head is triangular with pit between eyes and the nostrils. Flanks have yellowish white line. These pit vipers include Russell vipers, pitless vipers, Russell saw-scaled viper, Russell vipers, about length is 1.5 meter, color is brown, has three rows of black, has three rows of black diamonds, diamond shaped spots or chains on the back. And these can be identified by flat triangular head with a distinct V mark with apex pointing forwards. Small head scales, broad undivided belly plates, narrow short tail with shields divided into two rows, and big nostrils. Make a sound when attacked. Saw-scaled vipers are 50 to 75 centimeter in length. Color is brown, brownish gray or greenish. Identified by triangular head with a white mark on resembling an arrow. A wavy line on each flank with diamond-shaped area between upper curves of two wavy lines. Small head scales, broad body plates, and undivided tail shields. Body scales are serrated like saw. Viper venom is cardiotoxic, contain various proteins, peptides, lipids, carbohydrates, enzymes, and numerous unidentified proteolytic enzymes. Procoagulants, anticoagulants, cardiotoxins, hemotoxins, viper venom can simultaneously damage tissues directly affecting blood vessels, cellular elements of blood, alter the myoneural junction, and nerve transmission. Venom is present in circulation as well as fixed to the tissue, and viper venom consists a number of unidentified neurotoxins with chloride-like effects. Local reaction is very severe. It dominates. Pit vipers produce a characteristic complete bite when the channel is complete. Fangs are movable. They strike, and distinct fang marks can usually be identified as single, double, and occasionally multiple. Local reaction of viper bite. Severe local symptoms include intense local pain, swelling, ecchymosis, severe oozing of hemolytic blood, blisters appear which may be serous or seroaguinous. Systemic signs are when the venom is injected subcutaneously, it travels by lymphatics, blood vessels, and spread rather slowly to reach the general circulation. The subcutaneous envenomation leads to variable and unpredictable results as it may take a number of hours to produce systemic symptoms. Intravascular envenomation results in significant systemic symptoms in a matter of minutes, including non-specific weakness, malaise, nausea, restlessness, and specific symptoms include petechial hemorrhages and bleeding gums, hemoptysis, bleeding from mucous membranes of the alimentary tract. More severe envenomation produces confusion, abdominal pain, vomiting, diarrhea, sweating, dyspnea, tachycardia, hypotension, blurred vision, salivation, and metallic taste in mouth. Collapse sets in with cold clammy skin, rapid feeble pulse, dilated pupils, insensitive to light, and this is followed by coma, death. In event of recovery, local lesion suppurates undergoing superficial necrosis. Rarely, viper envenomation may cause an anaphylactic reaction. This can complicate evaluation or mimic a severe systemic reaction to venom. The presence of anaphylaxis is suggested by uritis, urticaria, wheezing, and DICs, disseminated intravascular coagulation, along with spontaneous bleeding, significant hypotension, multi-organ system failure, hematologic signs produce complex and dramatic hematologic abnormalities secondary to the effect of venom on blood coagulation pathways, endothelial cells, platelets, fibrinogen concentration drops, and platelet count falls. These are the events of coagulation after envenomation. Factor 10 activates that results in activation of factor 10A, then 10A3 and clot formation, fibrinogen, fibrin degradation occurs. These are the lethal effects of hypervenom. As the venom diffuses into the bloodstream, these steps show above or naturally. The net effect of the process is for the blood to become incoagulable, and kidneys perform an essential function to removing waste uh, products from the blood and regulating the water fluid levels. Fatal dose is 20 milligram in vipervenum, 6 milligram in great venom, 8 milligram in SARS-scaled vipers. Amount of dried viper venom in single bite yielded is 150 to 200 milligrams in viper, 20 milligram in great, and 25 milligram in SARS-scaled. Fatal dose, and fatal period is in vipers is few days. Differences between elapids and vipers. Body of elapid is long and cylindrical, whereas it is short in vipers. Head nearly same width and neck triangular and wider than neck in vipers. Pupils are rounded in elapids and vertical in vipers. Maxillary bones carries fangs and other teeth, whereas in vipers there are only fangs. Fangs are short, fixed, and grooved in elapids, whereas these are movable and long and canalized in vipers. Tail is rounded in elapids and tapering in vipers. Venom is neurotoxic in elapids and vasculotoxic in vipers. Then are these sea snakes. These are myotoxic snakes. And they are found in warm coastal waters from the Indian Ocean to the Pacific. And all have paddle-like nails, mainly have laterally compressed bodies that give them an eel-like appearance. Unlike fish, they do not have gills and must come to the surface regularly to breathe. Nevertheless, they are among the most completely aquatic of all air-breathing vertebrates. Their size in adults is 120 to 150 centimeter, 4 to 5 feet in length, with the largest hydrospirals, reaching a maximum of 3 meter, up to 10 feet. Most sea snakes are completely aquatic and have adapted to their environment in many ways. The most characteristic of which is a paddle-like tail that has increased their swimming ability. To a varying degree, the bodies of many species are laterally compressed. This has often caused the ventral scales to become reduced in size, even difficult to distinguish from the adjoining scales. Their lack of ventral scales means that they have become virtually helpless on land. Head is small, belly plates are not broad, back has dull tuberculated scales, and fangs are delicate, very short, fixed, situated posteriorly. Eyes are relatively small with a round pupil. Nostrils are situated dorsally on the top of the and these have valves consist of specialized spongy tissue to keep water out. Windpipe can be drawn up to where the short nasal passage opens into roof of the mouth. An important adaptation for an animal that must still come to the surface to breathe air, but many have its head partially submerged when doing so. Majority of the sea snakes are highly venomous. However, when bite occurs, it is rare for much venom to be injected, so that envenomation symptoms usually seem non-existent to are trivial. Bites in which envenomation does occur are usually painless and may not even be noticed when contact is made. Teeth may be left in the wound. There is usually little or no swelling involved, and it is rare for any nearby lymph nodes to be affected. Bite from a sea snake is felt as a sharp initial prick which becomes painless later. Early symptoms include headache, a thick feeling tongue, thirst, sweating, vomiting. Symptoms that can occur after 30 minutes to several hours post-bite include generalized aching, stiffness, tenderness of muscles all over the body. If progressive flaccid paralysis starting with ptosis, paralysis voluntary muscles, paralysis of voluntary muscles, and paralysis of muscles involved in swallowing. Eventually, respiratory failure can be fatal. After 8 hours, myoglobin as a result of muscle breakdown may start to show up in the blood plasma, which can cause the urine to tone a dark reddish brown or black color.
Assalamualaikum, sir.
Walaikum salam.
So these are the lecture timing. What?
बस मैं फिनिश कर रहा हूँ